All right, this weekend was a little bit ridiculous. First up, we had Minnesota and Penn State. Penn State barely beat Minnesota. 1 point, 26 to 25. Penn State's playoffs, chances are still alive. Arizona State, honestly, completely surprised me in the second half. And I honestly think Arizona State, they might have punched their ticket to the Big 12 championship game with that win. I believe they have the fewest losses in the Big 12 at this moment. Wow. In South Carolina, no one's talking about them. They have a matchup with Clemson next week. They both played pretty cupcake-ish teams, and I think it's setting up for a game that could potentially give birth to an at-large bid to the CFP. And Missouri's now back in the mix. They held off Mississippi State, and, now they have a shot. Notre Dame took care of Army, with ease. And Boise State held off Wyoming. Barely held off Wyoming. But they did win. Indiana versus Ohio State. Yeah, Indiana did not look good in this game at all. However, everyone else that lost looked pretty bad too. And that's why I still feel like they should go to the playoffs. Miami's starting to pick it up, especially on defense. I saw they shut down Wake Forest and played a pretty solid game. Ole Miss, man, tough one. I had a feeling the Gators were going to come ready. Florida kind of reminds me of Kansas. They played horrible in the beginning, and they just got the worst of the draw with scheduling. They had the hardest teams up front, and that kind of killed momentum. But the team's rallying back. SMU's looking like one of the best teams in the nation right now. No one's talking about SMU. They're going to the ACC championship game, playing Miami. And I think if they lose to Miami, they should still go to the playoffs. Illinois, yeah, it was a solid win. Georgia, decent win as well. Tennessee is definitely trying to make some statements with this win, 56-0. However, it is UTEP. It's UTEP. You can't change that. Texas actually struggled most of this game. I watched this game, and Kentucky was in contention most of the game. And currently, we got Iowa State duking it out with Utah, and Texas A&M losing to Auburn. And Alabama is almost a lock for losing this game. The Big 12 and SEC is in shambles. I honestly don't know what they're going to do to select who's going to go where. We have all these teams crisscrossing and stuff. They're losing to each other. I'm glad I'm not in the selection committee. I'm getting confused, and I'm following this all the time. Anyway, I'll do a follow-up video after these games tomorrow, and we going to see what happens.